Firebrand Radio. Rocking your world 24/7. Find us on www.firebrandradio.co.uk or on TuneIn.
We interrupt our program to bring you a special broadcast.
The world is now under my control. But oh no, I'm naked.
You are talking about the nonsensical ravings of a lunatic mind.
I'm a pretty good guy, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at how much fun we can have together.
Geez, without slippy flippies or angry masturbating, I don't see how that's possible.
Analingus and psychiatry brought us to this.
Welcome to Doc's Group Therapy. Because if rock and roll is a disease, why not get the best doctor that beer and hookers can buy?
Now, the sort of person we're looking for is an aggressive, drunken lout with the intelligence of a 4-year-old and the sexual sophistication of a donkey.
The sportos, the motorheads, geeks, sluts, bloods, wastoids, dweebies, dickheads, they all adore him. They think he's a righteous dude.
What are the rules? There's only one rule. Are you ready? Here it is. There are no rules. Go!
You got the speed. Hey, good evening, folks. You are tuning to Doc's Group Therapy. It is Tuesday night, and yes, we're back again. Packed show tonight, and a bit of a special, because there's one person I wanted to interview after watching a film called Rock and Roll's Biggest Failure, and, well, I spent the afternoon chatting with the legendary Mr. John Otway. More on that coming up in a bit, but we have a packed show, a bit of Never Bride, bit of Willie Walker and Ed Brayshaw coming up, bit of Danny Vaughan and some Collateral as well, but not in that particular order. Yeah, John Otway interview will be about 5:45, and it's quite a lengthy and interesting one on, well, basically on his career. But we'll go into that later on. Never Bride, Don't Trudge Mud in a House of Love.
Of love, don't trudge mud
The guitar solo on that is just absolutely amazing. That's the work of Ed Brayshaw along with Bo Walker and a ballad of Johnny and Louise. A fantastic track, and I'm really sort of delighted to be working with those guys. Also Never Bride with Don't Trudge Mud in a House of Love. Yeah, it's got a bluesy feeling tonight, it has. Bit of collateral with Mr. Big Shot, the current single, and what a year they've had. We're going from strength to strength and getting better. This is a new band to us. This is some guys have just started working with very recently. This is the James Thomas Band. Now, it's a bit country, it's a bit rock. It's a bit all over the place, but what a track. Eileen.
Was while walking down the avenue, I saw a girl who looked just like you, yeah. I turned just to keep my head. In 5 seconds, Lord, she was dead. A fast truck just mowed it down. I ran to her in a single bound. Eileen, I screamed in her face. She smiled and she died with grace. Eileen, you brought me down. Pick me up just like a clown. Eileen, you brought this man down. Just walk around with a great big frown. At the funeral, no one knew my name. Another fool, it was to blame. This love is taking its toll. Time passes, and Lord, I'm getting old. Eileen, this to me. You're gone and I'm in misery. Now I walk and I never see. Looking for that Mack truck to set me free. Eileen, you brought me down. Me up just like a clown. Eileen, you brought this man down. Just walks around with a great big frown.
Now, you know, the James Thomas Band, Eileen, fantastic track from a great band. That album is incredibly well put together and worth checking out. The Loves of My Lives, or Life. Yeah, anyway, it's a great album worth checking out. One of my absolute favourite albums of the year, I've said this time and time again, is Danny Vaughan's Myths, Legends and Lies, because it's just such a diverse change from the normal Taiketo type fare. And one of the tracks on it that I just can't stop playing is this. This is Monkeys with Money and Guns.
Here comes progress with its opposable thumbs. Obsessed with porno and tallying sums. We're all barely upright, crashing through the glade, clutching 3D printers and aftershave. What is genius? But what do you think? What is just there to cover up the stink? Despite our aspirations of omnipotence, we're all Walmart shoppers without a liquor sense. Every single one of us, Abraham's daughters and sons. Monkeys with money and guns. Monkeys with money and guns. No good from this will come. Monkeys with money and guns. I am a victim, a social invalid. I will drink and drive just like my daddy did. Say, I am not responsible, it's out of my hands. I will plead not guilty upon the stand. If nobody cares, then nobody gets hurt. Get off your high horse and get down in the dirt. Poor little monkeys ain't going nowhere with your bombs in the basement and loaded for bear. Under the table, fighting for crumbs. Monkeys with money and guns. Monkeys with money and guns. Something wicked this way goes. Monkeys with money, monkeys with money. Look at us. What's a poor monkey to do? All right, monkeys. Lock and load. Upright, wound tight, take it easy. Don't you come monkeying around with me. Let me hear you. Upright, overnight, 1, 2, 3. Don't you come monkeying around. Hey, hey, hey. Upright, wound tight, take it easy. Don't you come monkeying around with me. Monkeying with me. Overnight, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Don't you come monkeying around.
submissions at firebrandradio.co.uk.
You know, earlier today I had the pleasure of, well, doing a bit with Jerry Seinfeld. You know, this series he's got on Netflix with comedians in cars getting coffee. Well, I did it differently. I did it musicians in Italian restaurants having drinks. So yeah, this afternoon I caught up with the legendary two-hit wonder John Otway. Oh yeah, after seeing him the other week at the Half Moon in Putney, I really had to get to talk to him. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it, the Rock and Roll's Greatest Failure, Otway the movie. Worth checking out if you have, because it just shows you what somebody will get, the lengths that people will go to actually get recognised. And all this stuff was totally off the wall, but it worked. So I wanted to chat to John about it, but well, we're about to find out what was said in a minute. But first, we've got a couple of tracks from Montserrat, the brand new album, the new album this year, and we're going to kick it off with this, which is, I just love this. This is Seagulls on Speed.
I'm so high, I can see the light at both ends of the tunnel. I see the wake of the ferry boat cut a line across the channel. I see a point below me where the rooms have started to bleed. I'm majestic and regal, I feel like an eagle. In fact, I'm a seagull on speed. I'm a seagull on speed. The waves from the culture shock are pounding on a language barrier. From the coast of Calais across to the white cliffs of Dover, I see a sign below me. I'm trying to get you to read. It says I came 'cause I'm able to soar like an eagle, compared to a seagull on speed. I'm a seagull on speed. Black-legged kittiwake nests on those cliffs where bluebirds once fought a war. There's a manuscript here for a chorus at dawn the choir master was trying to score. In choral tradition, it is assumed the nightingales take the lead. But in the cathedral, the convocation of eagles are drowned out by the seagulls on speed. I'm a seagull on speed.
Hey folks, it's Tuesday night. You are tuning to Doc's Group Therapy on Firebrand Radio, and as usual, we have a bit of a special guest with us tonight. Now, this gentleman I'd not really seen until a couple of months ago. I'd heard the name, obviously, bandied about for years. But I was delighted to go and see him perform at the Half Moon in Putney and receive his latest album, which one of his tracks regarding seagulls I can't stop playing. It's a delight to welcome John Otway to the show. John, how are you doing?
Fine.
It's a pleasure to have you here. I mean, I had to get you on because your tale in this industry is just so different.
But it is. I mean, it is a long career. I mean, I think it's 50 years since the first gig, and we're only 18 months away from my 5,000th gig.
Wow!
So it's getting up and doing it quite a lot and getting away with it a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, all this has really come from falling the wrong way on an amplifier, hasn't it?
Well, that was sort of like the climax of a sort of like I got a show together with William. We toured it for a year, and the event on the Old Glow Whistle Test, where I was trying to do something rather spectacular and ended up doing something that was spectacular but very painful by leaping on top of Willie's amplifier and landing astride it. And that was in front of 5.5 million people. The viewing figures for the Whistle Test were then.
Yeah.
So that was like overnight stardom.
And yeah, I mean, the thing is with that, it's funny when you look at things like that, because programs like Whistle Test are now sadly non-existent. And I think it's a crying shame because, you went through all the top of the pops here and all that. It's all gone nowadays. And do you think, in a way, that there's...
You're in town, sir? Should I come back in a minute?
Yes, folks, this is your friendly neighbourhood waitress at Frankie and Benny's in Kingston. Anyway, we digress. Yeah, how Jerry Seinfeld does this with comedians in cars getting coffee, I'll never know. Do you think that's a sad aspect of the music industry, that those sort of programs don't exist anymore?
Just everything's just changed in every aspect of it. People's television viewing habits have changed. The thing I noticed most really was if you thought about how much my record collection was worth when I was sort of like the late teens, early 20s, in today's money I'd have spent thousands and thousands of pounds on it. And my daughter's record collection, you're lucky if it hits the hundreds for a whole life. But you look at her video games, and she spent about the same amount on video games as I'd spent on records at a similar age.
I must admit I'm guilty of that one myself.
So you can, in terms of entertainment, you can see where the money is, and a lot of people basically, artists follow the money, and there's a lot of musicians that make more money out of writing for video games than ever they would out of putting out albums.
Well, this is true. I mean, sync deals nowadays are more popular than anything else out there. It's a way to make money. Television shows, video games, that sort of entertainment. Yeah. If you can get a track license with them, you're pretty much golden. I mean, I worked with a band from LA who got 3 or 4 tracks in the TV series Sons of Anarchy, and it made their name financially.
Yeah.
Nobody still knows who they are, though. Just who are backing music in that show. But yeah, you're... One thing I did, like I said, I managed to catch the show at the Half Moon in Putney, and I was, no offence intended here, but when Jude invited me, I was expecting to walk into a venue half full with an old guy sitting on a stool doing a Valdunican impression or something along those lines. I had no idea what I was walking into. and I must admit it's probably one of the best gigs I've ever been to.
Oh, thank you.
It's certainly a bit wild.
Yeah, and it is nice because the band's been together like over 25 years. It's the same band, so there is a sort of an ability to, it's bedded in nicely, and it's like a fine wine that has actually, I think, got better. I think somebody once said that because there's quite a lot of comedy in the show, that a lot of comedians get better as they get older, whereas a lot of musicians and songwriters hit their peak much earlier on, and so the nice thing about working with comedy and comedy timing is I do think it has got better. I do think my shows are probably as good now as they've ever been.
I think, to be honest, that's one of the things that got to me the most about the show, because there was no sort of quietness between tracks, that uncomfortable silence you get a lot with the bands. That element of comedy really kept the audience engaged. It made for a brilliant night.
No, thank you. It's it is a genuinely good fun to do, and I suppose the reason I've done all those gigs is because I really do enjoy doing them, and I've always wanted to sort of make a living that way. My mum always thought I'd have to get a proper job, do you know what I mean? And luckily I'd got to before she passed away, I got to the age when it became very, very obvious that I would never ever do a proper job, So I think she thought I cheated a bit.
Well, that was one of the lines actually from the movie that caught me, about your mum saying, well, he can't sing, he can't play guitar, what's he doing with himself? It sounds like there's actually quite a good inspiration on what you were trying to do.
No, completely the opposite. She really didn't want me to do it, and she really thought it was a completely stupid thing to do, and I was basically going to waste my life, and spend my life in poverty chasing a dream. So a lot of the early years, from the age of 9 when I decided that's what I wanted to do, up to probably the age of 20, I spent time basically convincing myself that my parents were wrong, and that it was a career and you could actually do it, and you could actually make a living out of
it. We're going. I've got to mention the Flowers. Where did you come up with the idea for that song?
I just came up with the line and just thought that's a pretty neat line, and.
There's some of the things that are more memorable for. I've got the new album, Montserrat, which I believe you actually flew people over to Montserrat to help you record the album with.
Yeah, I watched the George Martin programme, and I'd just written this song called Dancing with Ghosts, and I thought, well, that would be the coolest place to record it, because the island had been hurricane and volcano, nobody had gone back, our studios was a wreck, and so I just had this idea of going back, and went over there and did a recce, and so George Martin's house in the basement used to be a radio station, so it was actually big enough in George Martin's house to build a studio, and it was quite nice. He got his blessing before he died. I think he quite liked the idea of somebody going back there to record. And because nobody had been back, we were the first people to record on the island since the Rolling Stones did Steel Wheels in 1989.
Yeah, I don't actually remember the Stones recording there, but the one I actually do remember is Queen.
Oh, Queen, Police, Status Quo, Paul McCartney. The list is huge. It was as I've often remarked on stage, what the coolest place on the planet to record. And what was nice going back there, and being the first people to record there since the Rolling Stones in 1989, we did a Facebook Live for the fans, and for the first thing ever, recorded there in all that time. And there was sort of like watching live. There's 12,000 people on Facebook. Wow. In a way, there's a lot of television programmes out at that time that weren't getting anywhere near that coverage.
That's brilliant. I mean, obviously Montserrat's come out, and as I keep saying, my favourite track off that album, which I've opened the show with tonight, is Seagulls on Speed.
Yeah, a lot of people like that.
Yeah, it's different, especially with the chorus, with the actual seagulls in the background. Is this some reference to Brighton and the homicidal seagulls down?
No, the way the song came about was there was a guy making a film, and he'd written a script called Seagulls on Speed, and asked me if I'd write the song for it.
Oh, brilliant!
So I wrote this. I sort of basically penned out some ideas for it, which I quite liked. But then the years went on and on and on, and it was pretty obvious the film would never get made.
Yeah.
So when I was looking for material for this album, I thought, well, use the song track. And the producer, Chris Burkett, when I told him, I thought I was old enough now to write a drug song. And I explained to him, it was written for a movie, and I was sort of thinking more like Live and Let Die, which is why they sort of like the chorus and why it's got the shape it has. It was, a song for a movie. So I mean, that explains it all, why it came about.
It's a great track. It's just, I've even got it on my phone.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, it's a ringtone quality phone, that one is. Tune. People go, what the bloody hell's that? It's great, nice to shop them.
And that's very, very popular lifestyle as well. So
yeah, I mean, like I say, your career has been remarkable. And I was saying this before we were doing the interview, but how the hell you've got away with most of the stuff you've done is completely beyond me. It's an achievement, which, to be quite frank, if you'd done some of the stuff you've done back then today, you're probably sued up to your backside and thrown in jail.
No, you learn very early on that people only sue people with money.
Right.
I've always been very nervous about actually having any money, because basically if you do, then you set yourself, you're a sitting duck if you do that side of things. If you haven't got any, I mean, we did all those things like sticking our heads on Tom Jones's body and ripping off his album sleeve and stuff like that. They're not going to.
The Royal Albert Hall.
Yeah.
That was an achievement.
Yes.
But why wouldn't they let you use a horse?
They were quite adamant about it, no horses. But the thing is, my ideas tend to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and there has to be somebody that reins them in. Do you know what I mean? Doing the Albert Hall was big enough. But then when I sort of insisted on having a full symphony orchestra, because I couldn't see the point of doing the Albert Hall and not having a full symphony orchestra. But the horse was, the horse galloping across the stage was
just a bit distraught.
One thing too far,
yeah. I don't know, it'd have made a great sort of end to the show, to do that sort of thing. And galloping off into the exit stage left or whatever. But, like I say, Montserrat is out at the moment. It's a marvellous album. Now, you've done all this stuff in the past. What can you do to top it?
Well, 18 months. 18 months' time is my, as I mentioned earlier, my 5,000th gig, and I was thinking the next event should go around my 70th birthday. But then it struck me that most people have a 70th birthday, but not many people have 5,000 gigs. So I think that's the that's the next big one to go for. Gig 5,000. Because we did a big thing for my 2000th gig. That was how we sort of got the career back on track again. After the high of really free in 1977. Like any one hit wonder, your career gets harder and harder and harder and harder. And there came a point when it was really quite low, and I'd written this self-effacing autobiography, and the producer, the publishers really liked the book and decided to sell it as Rock and Roll's Greatest Failure. So I suddenly found it very easy to go and promote myself as Rock and Roll's Greatest Failure. And if you're trying to convince people your next record's the best thing since sliced bread is often difficult, but trying to say, just listen to this, why did I put that out? You tend to get a much better and more amusing reaction. And, and interviews are just more interesting, I think, for people doing radio interviews, instead of sort of like trying to big yourself up the whole time. You're just going under, why did I put that record out? And the interviews are funnier. Banana skins are a lot funnier than people crowing about the great things they've done.
But one thing I must admit caught me by surprise was Bunsen burner. That was a little bit different.
In what sense? Having another hit?
Well, the fact that it came off the back of mashing a bit of old disco together with, from that aspect alone, you thought you'd have got noticed, but from my research, it seems that it's actually a damn sight bigger of a hit than people give it credit for.
That's number 9's top 10. And I think we'd done the chart company at the time that was compiling the charts. Basically said they'd never known anybody get that far off a fan base into the charts. We had an 18-month campaign, and the fan base are good. We basically, whenever anybody else were trying to do a thing on a fan base thing, always said things like, be nice to your record shop and ask them kindly if they'll stop the record because you want to get into the charts. Our attitude was, record shops are bastards. They don't want us to have a hit. They'll do everything possible not to stop the record. So basically, they are the enemy. Yeah. And so you basically got this army up against retail.
I think that's incredible.
And and for that reason, and the other reason was most record companies spend the sort of 6-week campaign on a single. Mm. We had an 18-month campaign on the single, and we were doing all sorts of things. Like we, rather than me or the people around me picking what the track was, we put out a 12-track CD for the fans, and the fans all voted on which they thought was the biggest single. Which is why Bunsen Burner came round, because we decided to have a variety of things for them to choose from. And I had a fan, Barry Upton, who produced 5, 6, 7, 8 for Steps. And he offered to produce a few tracks. So that's the reason why he was mixing the disco and the and doing our mishmash with my stuff. And that's the one that basically got the most votes.
Yeah, one of the things I did notice about this, again going back to the film, is that the fans were actually targeting record shops, as in, W.H. Smith's down on High Street, he's got 10 copies left, go find them, that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, no, we had it was ran like a military campaign.
Yeah.
Basically, we'd all worked out, basically 18 months before it, how many records we'd need to chart to get top 10, how many fans we had. Then it was just a matter of doing the logistics of getting that much manufactured stuff through the shops and into the fans' hands if they wanted it. So it was a good campaign.
Yeah.
And a huge achievement. We're just having the one hit really free. I make the joke on stage a lot that there was a certain amount of truth behind it, that we really wanted to get the letter S on the right side of the word hit. And that achievement was huge.
Yeah, but it also shows a loyalty in your fan base, because most fan bases don't act like that. They like the people, they follow the music. These guys are actively getting involved and getting in there.
Well, I always felt that the entertainment basically never really didn't stop when you came off stage. Which is why I'd always be in the bar chatting to everybody, geeing them about the next project. I used to do for 13 years. We did do Southend now, but for 13 years we took 4 coachloads of fans over to Dunkirk for the weekend. and I had a Dunkirk weekend, sort of like 250 fans. And 50 fans came over to Montserrat. And then when we launched the movie in Cannes, we had 100 fans in Otway masks walking down.
Yes, I wanted to ask you about that.
The main thing of Cannes. So, it's a good fan base. And
it just amused me that, from what my sources said, that you got this movie and you thought, well, bugger it, basically, let's go do it in Cannes. That sort of...
I mean, what interests me, because if you make a movie, then you basically got to get it into the cinemas, and everybody, all the filmmakers, like moan about trying to get films into cinemas, and they're all into these sort of all competitions which are basically stitched up, and. Basically, if you're prepared to go around with your film, we managed to get it into 50 cinemas, which is an achievement for a British film that was sort of like made for a few tens of thousands of pounds. We actually crowdfunded the movie by selling out the Odeon Leicester Square and using the ticket money to make the movie.
Yes, as I was saying before we actually started this interview, I was actually in Leicester Square 3 hours before 3 hours after I'd watched the movie. And all I could see looking up at the Odeon was some of the posters for Joker. All I could see was Otway, where it said Odeon. That was all I could see mentally. It just wouldn't leave my head what you'd done to actually do that. It's fantastic. Again, fantastic marketing.
No, but really, I really like the idea that. I mean, it's one of those ideas. Once it's thought of, it's very hard to put back into the bag. The idea, though, of what we did with the movie in the premiere was because that was my career right up to date. We filmed everybody coming onto the red carpet, coming into the cinema, and then the director edited up that for the last 10 minutes of the movie. So the last 10 minutes of the movie was everybody watching themselves arrive at the cinema.
Oh wow, that's brilliant. Yeah, and I must admit, folks, if you've not seen this, it is admittedly a tricky movie to get hold of.
It's on iTunes. Otway the movie, Rock and Roll's Greatest Failure. It's on iTunes, and
I had fun getting it on Amazon. I must admit, I did have fun getting hold of it.
You got it on Amazon?
No, I nicked a copy off Judy.
Oh right, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to see Otway the movie, go find Judy and nick a copy off her.
Yeah,
and you can get it on Otway. If you go to johnotway.com, you can get it there.
Well, I mean, that's one thing. I mean, promoting the website is extremely well done. It's factual. You can get the releases from there. I will be upgrading soon to the Blu-ray version of the movie because you look a bit better in 4K.
Well, what was nice when we started making the movie, and a lot of people, like in my position, they find it very difficult because they haven't got enough archive footage. Maybe because I'm an outrageous narcissist and very carefully kept every time I've done anything, made sure somebody's filmed it. And so we had ample archive footage. And somebody made a documentary in 1977, just after Really Free was in the charts, with a lot of people in Lansbury Market Square, about 10,000 people in Lansbury Market Square. And we came across the original negative, which is also in 16mm. So these days, I mean, that stuff blows up, with colour correction and things. It looked absolutely magnificent on the cinema in Odeon Leicester Square. I mean, it looked as good as any other movie. It's great.
Are we going to see another album out of you next year?
Well, not next year. I think this 10 years before Montserrat. Possibly for my 70th, we'll think of something. But I might do Otway the musical for the 70th. I've started writing the script.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah. So I've started writing the script. I've done a musical before. I've written an Otway musical before, so I know what's sort of involved. Probably won't be a very big theatre, but it will be.
It'll certainly be fun. I mean, when you look at famous musicians' histories when they've retired or whatever, you can't really name a lot of achievements other than with the band that we've done. Yours will be significantly different. Otway the movie, the Albert Hall, the whole record thing.
Yeah, and I've written a couple of books. But it's quite interesting with those things, like writing the books, or when I the musical. And I did a lecture for a long time, which is how I basically got the movie together. Was I just somebody pointed out that with PowerPoint you could put movie clips into PowerPoint, and as soon as I realised that you could actually script the movie in front of a live audience and work out what worked by putting the things in and worked out so you can make a narrative that held attention. And so I did it as a lecture, did sort of a few colleges and things, but also did it as a pub lecture, so you've got a standing audience, which means you have to keep the pace going in terms of. So that's a good thing. But I discovered through that if you're writing a book, it's basically the same thing, holding not losing the audience, keeping it interesting. And the stage show, I think. I think you've got that as well. The stage show kept moving. It didn't get to that point where you think, I can leave it now and I come back to it.
Well, it's funny because, again, going back to Putney, I'm sorry I keep referring to that, but that's actually the first time I've seen you live. Shame on me. Because, all my friends have been telling me for years what a cult you are. I did say cult. Cult, right?
The band don't pronounce it like that.
No, but literally, you've got amongst my... Which is kind of weird because most of my friends are die-hard heavy metal fans and all this sort of stuff. And they rate you higher than Iron Maiden, in our little circles and stuff like that. And that's quite weird to be able to cross genres like that.
I think a lot of it goes very eclectic, and I think what we did with Montserrat as well was I'm more a wordsmith with a sense of melody.
Yeah.
So I wrote with different members of the band and the producer and different people, and with different musicians writing different ways. If all I've got is a lyric with a melody attached, which just makes all the songs sort of quite different but held together sort of lyrically, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. I can say the thing about the songs for me is I'm not a particular fan of any genre of music. I like what I like, and the bit more diverse the song, the better. You've got to have something that's original. No offence, Mr. Bon Jovi, but there's 200 bands out there that sound exactly like you. Especially as you work in the job that I do, there's a certain record label in history called Nameless who churn bands out one after the other. And they do about 40 albums a month. You can put them all on back to back and you can't tell the difference between any of them. So I tend to like the more diverse, eclectic, very original, I think is probably the best choice of words, music, and you just tick all those boxes. You're not a genre.
No, but it had more. I think lyrically, you could say. I think lyrically, you could sort of go. No, that sounds like a bit more like one of my lyrics than necessarily pick the musical style.
Yeah, like I say, it's. One of the things that was again apparent at the Half Moon is how much the audience love to get involved with the show.
Yes,
yeah, the level of audience interaction in Otway's show is something again different. It's nice to see people actually encourage that because there's so many times with bands these days that it's the band and the audience and nothing in between. But
it became obvious to me very early on that record companies can pick you up and drop you, radio stations can sort of like stop, not playing material. I mean, it's very, very easy to sort of like hit a point and then just you head very quickly for obscurity. But if you actually get a live audience and you look after your live audience, it makes things, it's a much, much stronger foundation to hold a career together on.
Yeah, it is. Question though, I mean, going through your back catalogue, has there ever been a Christmas single?
Yes, I did. An Otway Christmas 4 years ago. Did a song called "Okay Father Christmas," because I had a Sinclair C5 for a while. In fact, I got a Sinclair C5. I thought it was good for rock and roll's greatest failure, going around in there was some synergy between the two. So I wrote this song "Okay Father Christmas," which was about Father Christmas trading his Soleil in for a Sinclair C5.
Oh, I've got to get hold of that.
So I'll send you a copy. And
please do, because I don't do normal Christmas tracks. We're getting to that time of year now where we've got to do it. And my lead track is "Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer," and you don't do all the deck the halls with all that. You've got to be different.
Anyway, it's on YouTube anyway. John Otway, "Okay Father Christmas."
Oh, we shall make sure that gets out there. John, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show tonight. Good luck with what's coming up, and especially the 5,000 show. And let's hope we get another album in soon. Is there anything you'd like to say to the people out there?
Turn up to a gig next year.
Yeah, I think that we can say that.
Come and say hi. You will find you quite seriously. You will find me hanging by the bar, and I don't mind chatting to anybody.
John Otway, it's been a pleasure.
Drowning, I was in a state of shock, battered by waves, hanging onto a rock. Bedraggled, it looked like I'd been in that movie, The Pirates of the Caribbean. She was kind, she took me back to her flat, showed me this poem about not looking back. You want the security of somewhere you've been, you don't want me if you know what I mean. And what troubles me most is the fact that you're just dancing with ghosts. So I just took the sheet from her bed and casually threw it over my head. And I did this impression of an apparition, and she laughed so loud it would have awakened the dead. And from outside the window, the lights from the moon made shadow plays on the walls of the room. There were shapes in the garden as the clematis swayed, and I waved on my arms through the light and the shade. She was completely engrossed. It looked like I was dancing with ghosts. Town with cobbled streets in the middle and walls all around, and between the bars and the restaurants rediscovered her favourite haunts. She says it's a little bit strange, time, nothing's changed. Gave me a shot of ODV, saying water of life for you and me. Raises a glass and makes a toast to drinking spirits and dancing with ghosts. One small thing that I've learnt in my life, I can pass on some wisdom, give some advice. You can slip on milestones and miss the signposts when you are dancing with ghosts.
Listen up, musicians. You want to be heard? You want exposure? Launching your music these days can be a tough business if you don't have the right contacts. You want to be heard? Skyfire can get your band out there and in front of the people that matter. You want exposure? Visit our website at skyfireinteractive.co.uk for more information. So come talk to us for an honest and affordable solution. Skyfire Interactive, the rock and roll PR agency.
Many thanks to John Otway for popping in for that chat earlier on. It was quite a good afternoon, quite educational. I've even got a couple of his books to have a read of as well out of it. Coming up on next week's show, we have the awesome Jimmy Allen from Puddle of Mud. He'll be popping in to talk about the new Cooker project and various other things along the way. But going on, we've got a bit of Blurred Vision, Varoom, the Cooker, which is the new Jimmy Allen project, the Sons of Liberty, Matt Mitchell and the Cold Hearts, and that's just for now. So enjoy.
Still we crash and burn. Is there a way to forget the world? Living on a broken promise. Never know the truth of what has actually happened. Was it real or just fake? You call it all, you call it hate. Never knew someone like you. I will never be apart. Dying daily without the blood we need to survive. Got it punished looking for. Jaded is not a twist of fate. We shoulder the infinite blame and dance in the void that we made. Wait, we gotta give it a way before this eternal fade wipes your name from every page we wrote in vain. Poisoned hearts can't breathe apart like faded stars, black diamonds are born. I hope you find what you're looking for. I hope you find what you're looking for. Find what you're looking for. Crystalline, atomized with black diamonds, undermined by the price of black diamonds. Crystalline, atomized with black diamonds, undermined by the price of black diamonds. Twinkle, twinkle, twisted star, playing games with brittle hearts, radiating from the dark, two black diamonds torn apart. Twinkle, twinkle, twisted star, playing games with brittle hearts, radiating from the dark, two black diamonds torn apart. Poisoned hearts can't breathe apart like faded we coming around the sacred circle, and I feel we coming around. It's a sacred circle. You're trying to push through me, but I don't bend easily. But I'm not the one.
All about you against all will. Yeah, it is that time of the night. We're coming up for the last 5 minutes of the show. Join me next Tuesday, same bat channel, same bat time, for the legend of Against All Will and Puddle of Mud, Mr. Jimmy Allen. Yep, Jimmy will be on the show talking about the Cooker Project, what you heard earlier, and all things Puddle of Mud and Against All Will and all that sort of stuff. And we'll be doing a bit more of a rundown. Up to now, we've managed it. We've not paid one bloody Christmas track. And we're going to keep on till that, till, yeah, Tuesday. It'll have to be Tuesday. We'll have to do one at least. Crank out with Bob Rivers. Here we come. Just to end the night with one of the better, heavier tracks of the year. This is Rammstein Radio.
Firebrand Radio. Rocking your world 24/7. Find us on www.firebrandradio.co.uk or on TuneIn.